Yeah, we're back for Clone Wars, Star Wars, Episode 2. KenJac's with us this time.
Yep, finally back.
Yeah, welcome back.
You're in a different country
You're
last
gallivanting in Puerto Rico.
The last time we recorded, I was stranded on top of an active volcano, which was not fun. Not fun.
Damn. Close, Costa Rica. Yeah. Robbie Fox as well joining us. We are talking the second episode of Season 7, the final season of Star Wars, the Clone Wars. Let's get into it. Initial thoughts? Good episode? What do you think?
Great episode, yeah. It's fun. I was just saying to you guys before we started recording, doing these is a lot of fun. We did it for Watchmen, we did it for Mandalorian, and those were like deep dive episodes.
They were.
Clone Wars is like a nice snack. I feel like I wake up in the morning, I watch a 20-minute episode, the animation's awesome, the storyline was great, and then boom, we're here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. Seeing more about the Bad Batch and all them. To me, it reminds me a ton of Star Wars Republic Commando, the video game.
Yep.
Same exact style, same how like they all have their own spec and differences and all that shit. And I'm just enjoying seeing like more like characterization for Rex. Because we love Rex. This is one of the best parts of the entire original series. Seeing him and Anakin go back and forth again, it's just like a treat.
Again, that's a big thing too. Characterization is a huge part of the TV stuff or the series stuff that Lucasfilm and Star Wars does. You get so much more than with the movies, and I think you continue to see the same comments. They're like, God, Star Wars really fits so well as a shorter series type thing, and this is again proving it. And they're so like Mandalorian and Clone Wars. Yeah, they're the same, but they're also very different. Like you just said, they're different in how you consume them, the ease of which you consume them. Like one's a little heavier, one's a little more fun, but they still both work equally as well.
Yeah. This feels like a deeper dive into the Star Wars universe. Feels like if you're like really looking to learn some shit about like Star Wars, you watch the Clone Wars. Mandalorian is more of a general. Anyone could watch it. Anyone could dive in.
Yeah, and I think as far as us being Star Wars fans goes, to me watching it's like comfort food, right?
Yeah.
It's like I can easily consume this, and you get some Easter eggs and stuff where you're like, wow, that reminds me of X, Y, Z and this and the franchises and all that. At the same time, like you can still just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep, so let's get into the episode. The opening, the moral of the episode, the search for truth begins with belief. That's obviously talking about the fact that this episode has to do with Rex and the Bad Batch, and now joined by Anakin, are looking for Echo, a former clone trooper who we had thought died many seasons ago.
Season 3 or something.
Yeah,
right?
they thought
Citadel,
Yeah, they thought so as well at the Citadel. That was never confirmed. All we saw was his like charred helmet, as we talked about in the last time we broke this down. Something we also talked about last time we broke this down. We talked about how Anaxis was a planet in Rebels. Kind of misspoke a little bit. It was, but I said it was fully destroyed. It was not. Actually, Hera, Syndulla, and Sabine, they both went there, and they were on this same platform where the ships are landing in the Clone Wars. So we actually had been to the fort there.
So we did a little prequel thing there.
Yeah, there's a pretty crazy episode there back in Rebels. So we have seen again this planet before, Anaxis, but it's one of two planets we see this episode. Rex. This is kind of the biggest thing from the episode in terms of connections to the prequels. Rex is on watch while Anakin helmet FaceTimes Padme.
Yeah.
That was a complete... I had no... Because we've seen this shot of Anakin talking to a hologram of Padme in the trailer. We didn't know when it would happen. A lot of speculation that it might happen during Episode 3 because she's touching her stomach, her belly.
Pregnant stomach, yeah.
And to us, it's obvious. It's very obvious why... Like, that's a nod from the creators, from Filoni, who animated, like, oh, look, she's definitely pregnant here. But Anakin, oblivious to it.
Yeah, he has no idea. But this was also, I felt like this entire scene was like, this was the moment where I went, oh my God, we have more characterization for Anakin than we do in the entire prequels, because the way he was having Rex like watch guard, even the conversation he had with Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan came in and was like, well, did you at least say hey to Padme for me? Which he was also like, whoa. How about you don't mention my wife, Obi-Wan, which we get into in Revenge of the Sith.
That part was the big whoa moment where I was like, I did not know that Obi-Wan knew anything about this at any point.
So it's been alluded to a little bit, I think, in the original series, but like not direct. It's never been directly...
Yeah.
That they were friends for sure, but like him knowing that they were having such an intimate moment and being like, say hi to Padme. I was like, oh, he knows something.
I mean, he's not an idiot. You know, you're around your friend like 24/7 and your friend starts talking to a girl. Everyone is like, something's up. Yeah.
Like he's got the Force.
True.
Of course he knows. So now three people know. Rex definitely knows.
Yeah.
Ahsoka knows or alludes to it. I forget. It might be the episode where she leaves. Where she denies
the order.
I remember her mentioning something and alluding to Anakin, like, I know.
Yeah.
I know what's going on. Like, I know why it's hard, and like, you may want to leave the order. And obviously, Obi-Wan
those moments
knows
are
as
so great when you know something and someone else doesn't know that you know, but you get to tell that person.
Like, of course I know.
Just so you know,
like,
I'm on to you.
Hey, Han, I love you. I know.
Yeah.
I also liked, before they went into do the FaceTime, I was like, man, Rex and Anakin got some horny vibes to them. And then when he went to go FaceTime Padme, I'm like, well, there you go.
That's why,
Yeah. You could just sense it. Everyone can sense it. So again, very cool moment with episode 3.
I also want to note that you get the musical cue with Padme and Anakin that you get in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. It's a great John Williams song, Across the Stars. So hearing that, it really just adds to the, not just the moment itself, but the importance of the moment.
I know there had been, I joked about it, like, oh, they're retconning episode 3, Padme's pregnant. Obviously, they're not. No one thought, anyone smart did not think they were retconning episode 3 because Anakin only finds out Padme's pregnant in the movie, so he wasn't going to find out here, at least until maybe it syncs up with the movie. But beyond that, we at least thought, oh, he knows she's pregnant in this scene. Again, not at all. Very oblivious to it.
Yeah.
He's kind of an idiot.
That would have been referenced by both of them if that was the fact.
I mean, again, though, this just shows you because he lies to Obi-Wan. He's like, oh, yeah, I fixed your helmet, Rex. Don't break that thing again. Mm-hmm. Sex drives everything for Anakin, and that's why he became Darth Vader. I mean, that's just...
It's true.
That just ends
all began with, are you an angel?
Yeah, love Yoda. Yoda warned him.
Yeah.
Like, don't think about fucking, don't think about getting married.
That's why Jedis don't do it.
Exactly.
And he became Darth Vader. That's the moral. What if George came out and said, that's the moral of Star Wars? Like, don't
have sex.
I want everyone to be asexual.
It's just the Mean Girls thing. Just don't have sex.
Yeah.
That's just his thing.
Yeah.
So moving on, they then meet up with the Bad Batch because they're going to go to Skako Minor. Skako? I think it's Skako Minor is how they say it.
Skako.
New planet. It was mentioned previously in the first episode. This is the planet where it seems as though Echo is. What I wasn't aware of, this is actually the homeworld of Wat Tambor, who is the Techno-Union guy. Mm-hmm. You may recognize him from episode 3 and episode 2. He's in Attack of the Clones as well. He is like that green, looks like an eraser.
He looks like Gumby.
He looks like Gumby, yeah. That's a better comp. He's basically Gumby, but he has like metal and he like turns a dial.
So weird.
In Attack of the Clones.
He's got some glasses things, like, I don't know.
He speaks great English.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no issue at all. But he's the leader of the Techno-Union. We'll get into the Techno-Union. This is his home planet, though. He's a Skakoian, apparently.
Cool.
I didn't know that. Looked that up on old Wikipedia. Great website. You just really learn.
The best.
You learn so much. But the locals there are Poltex. First ever appearance for Poltex. They're a primitive species, and they worship these dragons.
That was
who
cool.
are called Kiradax, which I imagine there'll be more in episode 3 because we're staying on Skako Minor for the next episode. But very Avatar vibes.
I thought we were going to get the dragons from The Mandalorian.
Okay,
when they said the dragons and then we saw them at first, it was like, is that their connection there where
Grief Karga
Baby Yoda had to heal him? But I don't think they were.
No, I don't think so. No,
these dragons were way bigger.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of in the most recent Star Wars game, your character, he rides, in Fallen Order rather that is, he rides a character or a dragon very similar to this on Dathomir. It looks super similar, except the one in Fallen Order is a little bit bigger, but same sort of vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar, and again, very Avatar-y.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was like you remember the characters that were known Banshees or Ikrons.
Very limmy.
Yeah, I know you know Na'vi from
of course
Avatar
I know
really
Na'vi.
well. Yeah, Ikrons, so we don't see many primitive Star Wars characters like this. It was a very different thing, which is always nice to see from Clone Wars. Clone Wars, Filoni, they're never really scared to introduce shit that may not fit perfectly when you think about it, but it worked.
Yeah, it's like a different version of Sand People. More dangerous.
Tech used his helmet to translate. I thought that was neat.
That was nice, yeah.
Pretty cool. So they're down there. Anakin gets kind of captured by one. Mm-hmm. The beast drags him to their base camp.
He drops his lightsaber, which Anakin drops his lightsaber every fucking
time. That's kind of his bit, right?
It is kind of a bit now.
It is, but it's if you're Anakin Skywalker, how does that also line up? It'd be like I don't know. It'd be like Derek Jeter stepping up to the plate, and every time he steps up, he drops his bat.
Yeah,
it's like Jeter, pick up your bat. What are you doing?
But except Jeter doesn't have the force to pull it back, and he never attempts to pull it back. Once it leaves his hand,
I've had enough. I've had enough of Anakin.
Son learned his lesson.
A lot of episodes left, but they're dropping it a lot more. So Anakin picked up by the beast. Hunter goes after him, the Rambo Bad Batch guy. This kind of had.
He's my favorite of the Bad Batch.
Oh, he's the best Bad Batch.
This had Mandalorian vibes, actually, because he attaches like a
grappling hook,
and he flies around on it. And that reminded me of the Mandalorian flying around on the
TIE Fighter.
Yeah, it looked a lot like that. And he follows him to the village, and then the Bad Batch follows him back there, and they go and they kind of come to peace with the natives, and they're like, the natives are like, hey, we were just taking your leader. We don't want any war. Like, leave us alone.
really confusing and kind of methodology. There's like, hey, we'll kidnap your general so you don't fight.
And he was being pretty, like, before he got captured, he was being pretty calm. He's like,
he had the lightsaber out, but he was like, listen, we're good. We don't want to fight.
And they've seen Dooku. The species, I'm pretty confident. If the Techno Unit and the droids are there, they've seen Dooku. They know what a lightsaber is.
Come on, man.
They physically reminded me of the aliens on Utaku, I think, right? You know the ones where they land at the last battle with Grievous, like that.
Oh, yeah,
Remember they land in like those creepy guys.
Oh, Utapau.
The gross teeth.
Yeah, and they have like those giant sharp teeth.
Yeah.
They made that character, they made a huge deal about in the First of all, he was in the trailer, that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did like this weird like face, like he like hissed, and then actually he was just saying the word level. And the movie saying level, but in the trailer, great job by the trailer man, because it made you think it was a character. And they did like a behind the scenes of that guy's makeup.
Yeah, I remember
Ended
that.
up being irrelevant.
He was a nobody. Obi-Wan shows up and then he's like, Grievous is on level 2. He has the city hostage.
Yeah,
Two
that's
words.
it.
Yeah.
2 words and that's it. That's all
That's
I got.
amazing. I mean, and there's fucking toys for
Obi-Wan's
the guy.
like, thank you.
Yeah,
That's it.
They tease that guy's there's a behind the scenes like 10-minute clip on StarWars.com about this guy, 3 lines.
He's nothing.
So now they're ready to go. They're like, we need to go find Echo. They're going to go to like the Separatist base camp or the Techno Union like base, which is very high up in the sky.
Yep.
These long tower things. They're losing a signal, getting it back. They can't figure it out. The Bad Batch is very skeptical. They're like, Rex, this shit's a trap, man. Like, this isn't real. And you begin to really see his emotions seep through. Because actually, going back to the Anakin Padme thing, he says, like, I'm scared Rex is getting too emotional. He's got too much invested in this. She said, where do you learn, where does he learn that from? Definitely Anakin. So, a lot of Anakin vibes with Rex there a little bit. Like, they're kind of one and the same now. But I like that. We talked about that last week. You're getting more and more of, like, the personality of clones. And they're becoming more human than just clones. Because they're beginning to develop these relationships that they're like breaking out of their shell. It's changing things.
It's definitely a little bit different, and I think it's kind of weird for me just because I thought the Bad Batch, because they're obviously like quote-unquote defective clones, I thought they would be more sympathetic towards Rex and be like, like if you're different, that's good. Like being emotional is like, it's kind of, deviating from the standard clone, which like they're supposed to be like robots, essentially, just human robots. And I think I would have thought they'd be more sympathetic, but, I think it's a good little sort of plot line, right? Having, what was his name, Cross-Eye? Going after him, being like, yeah, he's just another reg.
Yeah, and then he throws a punch at him.
Yeah. Derogatory term,
First of all, Captain Rex, he's a captain. You're just a private, Cross-Eye. Let's fucking calm down over here.
Who the fuck are you? You need a toothpick.
Yeah.
Fucking toothpick. Yeah, maybe the Bad Batch, they're just like, their bit is being just contrarian. Like, no matter what, they're like, oh, fuck, normally we'd go with this guy, but now we got to be against you.
He's a simp.
We can't agree. We're bad guys. Yeah, we're the Bad Batch. What if they just kept saying that? Like,
we're the Bad Batch.
We're the Bad Batch.
You know us.
So they go over there. They kind of come to peace. They're like, look, like, whatever. Anakin's like, you got to be careful here. He may be dead. And he's like, no, I have a feeling. Echo's, he's there in some way, shape, or form. Admiral Trent.
Trench, right?
No, Trent.
That's right. Yeah,
we renamed him.
Trent.
All right.
Admiral Trent.
Okay.
The big spider guy. Well, I don't know if I'm going to Photoshop him in a black sweater
Khakis
and khakis. I did last time. Admiral Trent, big spider guy. Robbie doesn't like him. Not a fan.
Hate him.
He warns Wat Tambor. He's like, hey, the clones are coming. Doesn't mention Anakin really. He's like, the clones are going to be there. Look out. They're going to attack you. He mentions like, hey, we're neutral. We're neutral to the cause. Again, we'll get to that in Easter eggs. We got to talk about the Techno Union. So he knows something's happening. The clones attack the base. They attack these newer battle droids that we haven't seen, the D-Wing air support droids. They're just shittier battle droids.
Yeah, they look cool.
Apparently they can fly.
Praying mantises almost. They look strange.
Yeah, first time we've seen them, they're very easy to take down, very thin, not much to them.
Cut them like butter.
Yeah,
they have 2 little like flashlight lasers. They come out their arms. It's weird.
Yeah, they just slice through them. So they have pretty easy battles. They're in a city called Perkal, which is where the base is, where they're going to find Echo. They get kind of taunted by Tambor. I'm just picturing Jeffrey Tambor. I'm just picturing George Bluth Sr. But he's saying like, we've used the algorithm to predict all of your moves. We knew you would be here. And he's like, yeah, he goes, it's not an algorithm, it's a person. And he's like, that's not a person anymore. That's our brain. We own that brain. So like, all right, he's there.
He said very, very like vividly, he's dead. He's our brain.
Yeah, so they're using his brain very clearly, like it's been confirmed now, to get this algorithm and to lock in on all the attack plan of the clones. Just again, try to adapt. Right? Like,
yeah.
What we said too, like,
just play war like people play war.
Yeah, come up with a new plan maybe. Maybe you're just doing things too normal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like that's It's like one of those things like, it's going beyond the computer there for a minute, man. Why don't you just learn some new strategies? But Rex and Tech go into this big room. They face off more battle droids. Cool moment, Anakin comes in, kind of saves the day, like wipes out all the droids. You could tell Wat Tamber didn't really know Anakin was there. I think Hunter uses the knife to get a couple of them.
Yeah, his first move was to throw a knife. It's like, dude, we got a blaster.
You
start with that.
Maybe the knife comes second. Yeah. So they go in.
A knife to a gunfight.
They have this big like freezing chamber, and they open up the chamber, and out pops a very. I wrote down. It's not on this sheet, but I wrote down. Echo looks like shit.
He does.
Dude,
very frozen, very thin, very like out of it.
Yeah, he's got tubes in the back of his head. He's got like his legs
shit's
aren't
connected
there.
to him all over the place. Yeah, he looks
battle
horrible.
droid parts. And so I just figured he was not going to respond, but he does respond. And he's like, he keeps saying over and over. Obviously gets woken up when he's out of the freezing, and he's like, we got to leave the Citadel or something like that. And he said, Rex, you came back to save me. And so now he's kind of caught up, but he's very much like mangled and not in a good
He acts
in
almost
shape at all.
as if he just came out of a coma because he thinks like he's right at that point when he got captured.
Yeah. So Rex has him holding him. He's like, we're going to get you out of here. And that's basically how the episode ends.
Yeah, it was a good episode, emotional ending. I don't know.
This continues again. I'm gonna note something here. This exists on YouTube, this episode. A little different, and I think another one and maybe one more. I don't know. We won't talk about those because they spoil it. So far, these two episodes, you could have watched
They're unfinished.
Unfinished from years ago. So we know now the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to try to get him off this planet. Whether he survives or not, I don't know. A lot of them got to start dying soon.
Yeah.
That's just, Bad Batch going to have to die soon, too. You think.
Maybe.
Or something has to impact them or affect them. But I would imagine the escape from Skako Minor is the next move.
That's definitely the next step. I think this episode gave me a little bit of vibes from a very famous arc from Star Trek, where Captain Picard, he gets absorbed by the cybernetic race called the Borg. The Borg cube, many people know this from Star Trek, but he gets absorbed by them, and they use his brain to help annihilate the Federation ships. So they use his brain for tactics, and he essentially leads them. It reminds me a little bit of that. Echo, obviously not as active as a role as Picard had in that, but I enjoy these arcs because it's like you don't want to obviously kill the guy that's your friend, and at the same time you need to save your own to stop this all from happening. So.
Yeah.
Let's get into some Easter eggs. I think we said what we need to do on the episode. I think simple episode, but very cool. You see emotion.
Totally.
You see the connection to episode 3.
More Anakin, which we wanted last week. We said we'd love to see more Anakin. Yeah.
Fun battles. Fun taking down battle droids. Yeah.
Great animation. I was saying to KenJac, the hair moves. The hair
does
blows in the wind.
animation now.
And the little cowl things underneath the robes, they move a little bit.
Yeah, the anime again. You can just tell it's made in a different time period.
Disney Plus budget is up there.
When somebody watches this years from now who hasn't watched, the leap from season 6 to season 7 is gonna be so fun. Like, what the fuck am I watching? It's like a different show. James Arnold Taylor back voicing Obi-Wan. Something I didn't know about him. He voices Nick Cage in The King of Queens. I guess
what a credit.
They go and they go to the movies and there's a trailer that plays and he voices Nick Cage.
Weird.
What a credit.
Super
Does
weird.
a great
Amazing
job with
credit.
Obi-Wan though.
Crazy credit. He does.
I love him as Obi-Wan.
He sounds a lot like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, for sure.
Catherine Tabor back as Padme as well. She makes her return to the franchise. Wrecker at one point is bench pressing or I don't know.
He's like overhead pressing.
Overhead pressing.
He's overhead pressing with
a gonk
one arm,
droid.
a gonk droid. And he's just like gonk.
I must have missed that. I didn't see it.
Oh, it's incredible. It's in the background in one of the
As
shots.
he's doing, he's eating a chicken leg.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what it is.
It's a giant leg in one hand, and he's just overhead pressing a gonk in the other.
If you know me with Star Wars, I love when they eat.
Yeah,
Because the original Star Wars, with the exception of the taquito that Yoda steals from Luke, we never see anyone really eat Star Wars.
In Luke's Kickstarter lunchbox.
Yes.
He got it before me.
Medieval times turkey
I
legs
ordered
now
a
canon.
Kickstarter lunchbox 3 years ago. I haven't got it.
That's
Luke
right.
got it a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. So I do like eating. I like that he had a chicken. We haven't seen anything like that really ever. But the overhead pressing the gonk droid is pretty funny. Also, clone troopers. We see one of them. I forget. Was it the Bad Batch or Rex? Someone used their rangefinder.
I think it was.
Their antenna rangefinder.
Was it Crosshair when he looks at Anakin?
It might have been.
Through the thing, he looks at him and then he's like, nope, I got this.
He
I think
might
it
have
been that.
Yeah, he flips it down. He looks through it. We've seen Boba use it. We've seen clones use it. But
clones use it.
And I think Mando use it.
He doesn't have one.
No, he doesn't have one.
What did Mando use for? I think it's just a helmet.
I think
just his helmet has one.
Regardless, we don't see it used often, so it's always neat when a clone uses it, or a stormtrooper, or someone like of the Mandalorian type thing.
I had always thought it was an antenna forever. I thought it was just a way for communication. And the first time I saw it in Clone Wars, he flips it down. I was like, what the fuck?
Boba uses it in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he does.
But it's so you never notice it. You're right, because for years you just think it's an antenna. I still think it's an antenna, but then I'm like, oh, it's right. It's literally a a rangefinder. But that's why Mando's smarter. Put it in the helmet.
Yeah.
Way
You
easier.
flip that down every time.
And also, you're walking through doors. You got to think about that and get out of here.
You know how much taller you are.
Gets crushed
Also,
off,
that
yeah.
could definitely, no way that stays on. If I grabbed that antenna and I fucking ripped it, I bet I
That's
could
an
rip that off
easy
a
rip.
helmet. Yeah.
Easily.
One
Easily.
nick on the side or a ceiling, that thing's gone.
Yeah.
Octoparadroids, Tri-droids. We've seen them in Revenge of the Sith, many different forms, and they made their debut in the prequel episode of the Clone Wars series, because the Clone Wars series is not chronological.
It's
There's a
so
couple,
weird,
It's
yeah.
very weird. A couple prequel episodes, and one of them was, who is it? It's one of the, not Savage Opress, the other one. I always mix up.
Oh, Ventress.
Oh, Ventress.
Asajj
Asajj
Ventress.
Ventress.
Name's still too similar. And then an episode with her, it's a prequel to the movie, and it's in this Clone Wars series. You see these Octoptara Tri-droids, and they're like the big, like, they look like jellyfish almost.
Yeah.
Or like octopus. Well, Octa, there you go.
There you go.
We see those. Wat Tambor. Wat Tambor, the Techno Union guy, Gumby, with the mechanics
With
all
glasses.
over him. Techno Union was part of the Commerce Guild. They were neutral. He actually says the line. This is funny because you don't hear a lot of Clone Wars speak anymore, or Attack of the Clones or prequel speak in terms of politics. But he says the Techno Union has corporate neutrality, which I love. Like every once in a while, I like it. But that's such a prequels line.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
like, I forget this is all politics.
Yeah,
Like,
Trade
that was-
union.
you see the thing Filoni came out and said, when I have questions about the canon, I still call George. Like that was, he was like, how does a techno union feel? And he was like, oh, they have corporate neutrality.
Corporate neutrality,
over the whole thing,
obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
ties to politics. They supply, the Techno Union does, they supply the designs for the droids. So while the droids are built on Geonosis, they design them.
Didn't he design the Death Star? Is him and the guy from Geonosis,
so, yeah.
right?
Poggle the Lesser.
Yeah, Poggle the Lesser. That's right.
Stupid fucking name. He is just very killed by Anakin in
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
one of the
murder.
last ones.
Big
Yeah.
time on
Yeah, he's-
Mustafar.
He goes through everyone, like all those random, like was it Nemodians over all through them, and then he's like the last guy left.
Yeah, he goes into this conference room, and Wat Tambor's standing there at a fucking table. At the head of the table,
table.
like, shit!
He's like, please, no!
He's like, if I jump out the window, I go into lava, otherwise you're going to kill me. And then there's a shot of him just laying limp on the floor. Dead. So he
Big
dies very soon.
R.I.P.
In canon. But apparently, shout out to Star Wars Explained, Alex Damon, the senator from this planet, Skeko Minor, is Goom Sam, which is an Ishi-Tib species. You've seen them. They got like the tentacle weird things here, and the eyes are up here. Weird.
Oh,
looking
yeah, yeah,
creature.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know. So I don't know why the senator is a different species, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Weird. This is mostly for visual effect, looking on screen right now.
Yeah.
Weird looking dude. And last thing, this is a thing that I know the Star Wars Reddit was talking about. So if you watch, and again, I don't want to talk about the unfinished version of these episodes, but since this aired now, we'll talk about it. In this episode, the original version, there is no Padme hologram scene. The Padme scene is very different. They're walking up to the Bad Batch's ship, and there is sexy pinup art of Padme on the side of the ship. And Anakin goes like, what is that? And Wrecker and the Bad Batch are like, oh, it's a senator from Naboo. And he says like, she can have negotiations with us anytime she wants.
Oh, I like that.
And Anakin's like,
Classic Wrecker.
Anakin looks over Rex. He goes, "That thing needs to go now." And he's so pissed off about it. They don't
That's
show
funny.
it here, but apparently in Rebels, in the corner of Rebels, shout out to Star Wars Reddit again, you can see behind Rex when he makes his appearance in Rebels. He has the decal in
The same
I mean,
decal.
that's
Oh,
funny.
man.
so he stole it. So yeah, it's a visual thing. If you're listening to this, definitely pull up the video right now. But if you're watching, you see this old pinup art of sexy Padme.
I mean, if Natalie Portman was a real senator, there would definitely be pinup
I
art
mean,
of her.
if anyone can make a high-res version of this that I can print out, let me know.
well, the unfinished
Yeah,
version.
can we put it here?
Yeah, put it
Of
right
all the high res things in this unfinished version, that was high res.
Really?
Oh yeah, they went all out.
All right, next week
Good
we're
to
going
know.
to sneak one onto this.
They knew Clone Wars were getting canceled, and someone was so fucking horny, and they're like, "We got to do pin up Padme."
Gotta
Just-
get it
just
out here.
what if we finished one thing?
Just crazy. I had no idea, but I was looking on the Star Wars Reddit, and they're like, "Oh, where's the pinup scene? Come on!" Questions and comments. One comment, I saw this on the Star Wars Reddit. User X Brick says, when Echo woke up, it looked like the Matrix almost.
Yeah,
sure.
all the
Yeah,
things
the-
to his head.
the
Totally.
And
hose
I
is going
couldn't think
in,
about
yeah.
what it looked like, and now like, there it
No,
is.
me neither. But now that you say that, that's definitely what I was thinking of.
Very Matrix, and then at Jaybird_fly said seeing Echo's corpse-like figure was somehow more horrifying than he thought. I agree. I thought he would just be kind of like in like a chamber with maybe something in the back of his head. Not all like
no, yeah,
droid
he looks
parts.
scary.
I kind of thought he'd end up like Zola from the Marvel Universe. Like, he's stuck into the computer.
Yeah.
I thought it might end up like that, where it's like his brain was just uploaded into that.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, okay, yeah, maybe that. But like, you're right. Seeing the corpses,
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, gross.
So what's next? Any predictions? They're obviously going to escape the planet.
Like you said, yeah, get off the planet. Going forward, what's the next arc after this? The Ahsoka arc, right?
Oh, we definitely. I think we're going to get Ahsoka. Well, we got to be close to Ahsoka because again, these first few episodes were the unfinished.
I think we're going to get more
Ahsoka
Obi-Wan and
soon.
Anakin too.
I bet we see Ahsoka
sure.
at the end of the next episode.
Yeah.
I bet it ends with Ahsoka. I bet we
I
get
would think so.
Obi-Wan. Maybe Obi-Wan comes and helps them. Obi-Wan was not into the mission idea. Anakin's
No.
like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Dude, like,
we're gonna go do
I think
it.
we're gonna get a pull the plug moment with Echo. Like, I think he's gonna be he's gonna be obviously alive, but nothing's gonna be there, and Rex is gonna be
Rex
the one to
is
have
gonna
to pull
have
the
to do it.
plug
They just have
against orders.
They have this like it's like the Frogger episode of Seinfeld where they need a long extension cord. They have this long extension cord off the planet to keep him plugged in. Like we can't plug him in anymore. We gotta pull it.
What if because he's been plugged into the Separatist system so long, he has Separatist battle plans, and like they want to essentially dissect him to get those plans and kill him, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
not going
kills
to be a
him.
lab experiment anymore.
Yeah, so he kills him.
I don't hate
instead.
that.
Yeah, it's going to be centered around what happens to him now.
Yeah.
What happens to the information. Admiral Trent's got to be bummed out.
Bummed.
Same with Wat Tambor. They got to
Yeah.
be not happy.
Yeah.
We got to get Grievous soon, too, you imagine. And Duke.
I hope
Yeah, I
we
can
get
hear
to
the coughing
see.
in my
I hope
head.
we get to see not Wat Tambor. Who did we just mention? Admiral Trench. I hope we see Trent die.
Yes,
For sure will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure will.
saw him die once. Need to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But, like,
Yeah,
die.
This guy needs to. He escapes
Blew up
death.
in a ship. Blew up in a flagship. He should have been
Yeah.
fucking dead.
Spiders definitely don't survive like that in space.
Nah.
No.
Okay, so we will have another one of these. Oh man, February's a tough month. I don't know how to add days on the February. The 29th, the 8th. I don't know. A week from whatever today is. A week from now, the next episode, when episode 3
Friday.
drops, we will talk about it. I think it's like March 8th or March 7th, something like that. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the bell icon as well. That way, if you don't know what day it is, you'll get notified when we drop our next one of these breakdowns. We're going to be diving into more things like I've mentioned before. Marvel, we're going to be talking about all the Marvel series. When Mandalorian comes back, Succession in the summer on HBO. Sounds like we're doing Westworld. I don't know why I committed to that, but I did. So again, subscribe. Hit the like button and let us know below where you think the next arc is. What's going to happen next? When are we going to see Ahsoka? Did you like the episode? Leave your thoughts below on the Clone Wars. Maybe any Easter eggs we might have missed. For KenJac, Robbie, I'm Jeff Lowe. We'll talk to you next time.